Hello, everybody. My name is Graham Elwood, and you are watching The Political Vigilante. Help us out, folks. Right now, hit the pause button and hit the like button. The more likes we get, it helps the show. And make sure you're subscribed to the show. If you like what we're doing, we go live 4 or 5 days a week. We drop 2 to 3 clips a day, 15 to 20 clips a week. Boom. That's how you do it. And when you start watching the show, you'll see that I called some things. Remember last week, I said, get ready. Some type of war, false flag, or something with Iran is coming. Get ready. I said, get ready. We talked about this last week. This is the 25th of November, this story broke. Israeli military instructed to prepare for Trump strike on Iran. I've been talking about this for at least a year, 2 years actually. There's something, they want to attack Iran. Pompeo has said it. Hillary Clinton has said it. I mean, like, they've been wanting to get at Iran for so long. After the Shah, quick history lesson. 1953, Mossadegh was a democratically elected leader of Iran. He wanted to nationalize their oil reserves, meaning the profits from oil were going to go to the citizens. Schools, hospitals, whatever. And people were probably going to get even dividend checks, which, God, what other place has done that evil kind of socialism? Oh, the state of Alaska did that. Still does from their pipeline, by the way. So Mossadegh committed the egregious crime of wanting to take care of his citizens the same way the state of Alaska does. So then we sent the newly formed CIA, which got formed late 40s, early 50s. It used to be OSS during World War II, became the CIA, staged a coup, and they got him out of there, and they put the Shah of Iran in there, who was going to give the oil, sell his oil to the West. He was a brutal dictator that tortured people. America didn't give a shit. As long as you give us our oil, we don't care if you torture your own people, right? Shah fell out of power in the late 70s. The Ayatollah, who as a young man saw his parents get tortured by the Shah of Iran. So the Shah of Iran, the US and the CIA and the oil companies helped create Islamic fundamentalism. Awesome. Way to go. Nice work. So we've been trying to get their oil since then. We stopped getting access to it in the late 70s, so we've been trying to get it back. So what just happened? Iranian nuclear scientist Mohsen Fakhrizadeh, I'm sure I'm mispronouncing that, my apologies, assassinated Ministry of Defense. He died in a hospital due to injuries sustained during a shootout between his bodyguards and armed terrorists Friday afternoon, the statement said. This is on Friday, November 27th. He has long been described by Western Israeli and Iranian exile foes of Iran's clerical rulers as a leader of covert atomic bomb program halted in 2003. Iran has long denied seeking to weaponize nuclear energy. They're mainly using it for, they want to like for energy, like for their power grid, like electricity. That's what they want to use it for. But no. We gotta demonize them. So remember when I said last week on the 25th, when that story came out about Israel being told Trump's going to go in. So he was assassinated on the 27th. Some Iranian leaders have said they believe Israel to be involved. I have seen no direct evidence, but I wouldn't be surprised. But I've seen no direct evidence, to be fair. I haven't seen any direct evidence. So this came out. Multiple reports. After assassination of Iranian scientist, U.S. President Trump deploys multi-billion-dollar USS Nimitz carrier strike group to the maritime borders of Iran instead of scheduled Iraq-Afghanistan drawdown cover mission in Western Persian Gulf. The same day? The same day. This isn't even the right date. 9/18/2020. It's not even the right date. that seems kind of quick. So let me see if I got this right. This comes out on the 25th that Trump is looking to invade Iran. Weird. This comes out. And then this? Or they happen right around the same time? Or did the Nimitz get a call? Hey, we're about to take a guy out, so make a move towards the Persian Gulf. Wait a minute. I smell false flag. I told you last week we're going to probably get to war with Iran before Biden gets sworn in. And if it doesn't happen before Biden gets sworn in, it absolutely will happen after Biden gets sworn in. Because Hillary Clinton talked about wanting to invade Iran back when she was a senator. I'll show you that video in a second. So one of the things that we do is we provoke people, right? So now this response has happened. Iran vows revenge for assassination of scientists with masterminding past covert nuclear weapons program. Of course, they always say the scientist is evil. Maybe I'm not trying to defend the Iranian government, but our intentions with Iran has never been noble at all. And I'm sorry, I'm going to be the United States is the aggressor and the problem causer throughout the world. We're still sanctioning. We kept the sanctions going on Iran during COVID. COVID got worse in Iran because of our sanctions, which isn't how you fight a global pandemic. But why have I said this war with Iran is coming? Not just last week. I've been saying this for 2 years. Why did I say this? Oh, gee, weird. Is this having anything to do? Iran ends oil transactions in US dollars. April 30th. That's 2008. That's what this is really about. And then in 2018, they stopped doing payments for other things with the US dollar. And on that same day, Netanyahu happens to come out. Oh, here it is, April 30th, 2018. Today, this is how bad this this guy. Netanyahu said this guy is the evil nuclear guy. Maybe he is, but do you really trust these guys? I don't. So we've been ramping into this false flag with Iran for a while now. Iran shoots down U.S. drone aircraft raising further in the Strait of Hormuz, June 20th, 2019. What's in the bulk of the story, and this is CNN.com. This is how they move it out there. You just see this thing. Maybe you read it, maybe you don't, but you see this. Oh, Iran shooting down our drones. What's buried in the bulk of this is our drone was in their airspace. Just like if can you imagine if an Iranian drone was in American airspace? That thing would get blown out of the sky and we would be like, they're trying to attack us, but we can fly a drone over their airspace. We've wanted this for a while. I told you. Looks like it's happening. Last week, I told you we're going to go into Iran. So now that Joe Biden is going to be president, how do I know there's going to be more attacks? Even if Trump doesn't follow through with this, if he does start one, it'll be continued. More than likely, that's what's going to happen. Trump will do this, and then Biden will keep it going. How do I know this? Biden's cabinet is shaping up to what a Hillary Clinton cabinet would have looked like. John Kerry, right? Hillary will be some type of advisor. Oh, Graham, what's your problem with Hillary? Well, this is her on the Senate floor back in, I think, 2007 talking about Iran. Oops.
Our democracy, with its tradition of accountable power and open debate, is America at its best. And that's what we need. America at our best, as we deliberately and resolutely confront the threat posed by the Iranian regime. Now, make no mistake, Iran poses a threat to our allies and our interests in the region and beyond,
oil,
including the United States. The Iranian president has held a conference denying the Holocaust and has issued bellicose statement after bellicose statement, calling for Israel and the United States to be wiped off the map. His statements are even more disturbing and urgent when viewed in the context of the regime's quest to acquire nuclear weapons. The regime also uses its influence and resources in the region to support terrorist elements that attack Israel. Hezbollah's attack on Israel this summer using Iranian weapons clearly demonstrates Iran's malevolent influence, even beyond its borders. We also have evidence, although it is by no means conclusive, of attacks using Iranian-supplied or manufactured weaponry against our own American soldiers. As I have long said and will continue to say, U.S. policy must be clear and unequivocal. We cannot, we should not, we must not permit Iran to build or acquire nuclear weapons. And in dealing with this threat, as I have also said for a long time.
Of course, this is in 2007 after she voted for the war in Iraq because of that bullshit. Oh, they got WMDs. Again, another country they didn't want to do, that went off the petrodollar. Saddam went off the petrodollar. Just a wacky coincidence.
No option can be taken off the table. But America must proceed deliberately and wisely. And we must proceed as a unified nation.
Nothing gets more bipartisan support and total media support than both parties bombing the shit out of some country that won't give up its oil. There might even be some like, hey, Trump, concede the election. We'll let you bomb Iran. We won't press charges after you get out. You can have your network. Right? Nothing unifies both parties and the country than bombing. I told you they've been gunning for Iran. I thought it might wait till after the Biden, but no, I said last week, Trump sending people there. Weird. Trump sent people there. The Israelis are put on alert that Trump is going to attack Iran. Oh, their head nuclear scientist guy gets assassinated, gunned down in the streets. And then right around that same time, maybe even before, the USS Nimitz just happens to read, we had no idea. Iran claims that Israel had something to do with this assassination. You see the timeline? Israel was notified that the U.S. is going to invade Iran on the 25th. This Iranian scientist is assassinated. The Iranians claim it was probably done by Israel. And then the USS Nimitz just happens to be in the neighborhood. Oh. I don't want to be right about this shit. I wish I was wrong. But the military industrial complex, their playbook is pretty obvious. A country that won't give up its resources is automatically a bad. You know how evil the Saudi Arabian people are? You know how their regime, not the people, the regime, the royal family, you know how evil they have ties to Epstein. They treat women like second-class citizens. They have stonings for women. I mean, just unbelievable shit, but it doesn't matter, man. They bought $100 billion of weapons from Trump. They bought $113 billion of weapons from Obama. They give us the oil. They can do whatever they want. They can get us into a proxy war in Yemen, use our weapons to help. Obama loved the Yemen war. It helped him. Biden was his vice president, 85,000 dead children. It doesn't matter. The poorest country in the world, Yemen, we're bombing the shit out of it. It's all bullshit, man. It's all bullshit, this war with Iran. Is the Iranian government great? Doubtful. But do the Iranian people deserve this? No, they don't. To stop the pandemic, we should have been working with them, not sanctioning them. This is what America does, guys. And they're not going to cover this story. Last week, Anderson Cooper wasn't going, oh shit, we're going to bomb Iran, watch out. The American empire is out of control. Sean Hannity didn't say that. Joanne Reed didn't say that. None of them said it. I did. A surfing comedian said it in his apartment. All right. Support the show, folks, so I can get the truth out there because these other assholes don't want it. Both parties love war. All the networks, Fox, MSNBC, they all love war because they add Boeing, Raytheon, they all buy ad time on all those networks. That's why war is good for business. The country's divided. Oh, they're kind of pushing for a civil war, but there might be some people within like the ruling class, deep state going, maybe a civil war might get gnarly because they might turn and come at us. Remember all those Christopher Columbus statues they pulled down? Remember when they surrounded the White House? Remember there was like millions of people in the streets after George Floyd? Let's get the country unified over something horrible, like another war. Hey, America, are you hungry? Can you not feed yourself? Are you waiting in line for hours at a food bank? Well, we've got money to go to war with Iran. What? Huh? Keep coming here for the truth, folks, because I ain't going to give you any bullshit. Nobody's paying me for that. I get supported by you. I'm viewer funded. And that's why I can talk about this stuff. Because if I was on some big network, they'd be a producer in my ear going, Graham, you can't talk about that. Can't talk about that. You know, the Boeing guys would fly me on their private jet to some, oh, Graham, you want to surf on a private island on a yacht? Oh, shit. I'd probably say yes. Thanks for watching the show, folks. Shave your knuckles for justice. Boom. Thanks for watching, everybody. Please hit the like button, the subscribe button. Go to patreon.com/Graham Elwood and rockfin.com/Graham Elwood, where you can support the show. Also, I have a Bitcoin wallet, a Bitcoin Cash wallet, and an Ethereum wallet in the show notes. We're taking cryptocurrency. I have a Coinbase affiliation link. We're going to be getting on some other exchanges. So that's how you support the show. Make sure you hit the subscribe button. YouTube is unsubscribing us at an alarming rate. I have a PayPal button at GrahamElwood.com. I even have a Venmo at Graham-Elwood. There's a lot of ways to support our show. We are getting crushed by YouTube. We've dipped under 73,000 subscribers because of YouTube. Thanks for supporting what we do.